Welcome back. So now we're looking at question 2. Create a program that will have an array of strings which will contain student names. The program should display the array to the user and ask the user to enter in a student name in the array that they would like to, well, remove. The program should then display the array after the student has been removed. The array of student names goes as follows. So you have a string array, Kim, John, Prince, Lulu, and Jabu. Okay, so over here, again, I've done the solution, for you guys. So we've declared our array, string array, right? Kim, John, Prince, Lulu, Jabu, and then I've also included a user input variable. So here we've gotten our integer size is equals to size of array and size, and then I've just displayed our array. So a thing that I need you guys to keep in mind, which could be more of a tip, is that if you have, say, if they've asked you to do a bunch of processes, through displaying an array or through, like for example, if they're gonna ask you to create an array that will like maybe that will ask for the user to enter in a particular value to skip in an array, and then you have to skip that value in an array, and then they're going to ask you again, if that value does not exist in the array, then you should, throw an error message. Things like those, like just just try to segment your code as much as possible. And what I mean by that is try to start off by outputting your array. Don't do a whole bunch of stuff. Don't try to create one for loop and then do 50 different things in one for loop. Try to, segment your program out. So you know that in this for loop we are only displaying the array, the contents of the array. And then when we come down here, now we're actually doing the entire, processing where we're now removing or we're now clearing certain elements in the array. So then I went down here and I said, C out, enter in the student name to remove. And so then I passed in my user input variable. And then when we come here, now I'm now creating another for loop. But now this for loop, it's now here to remove a particular element or a particular student name from the array. So now I'm saying if array I or if array index is equals to the user input, right? So then it should continue. So we've I've went over the continue and break statement, right? So the continue just skips a particular element in the array, and then the break statement just terminates or just causes a break from the array. So it will not continue. There will not be any preceding values after that. And then after that, we've just created the C out where we are now displaying this newly modified array. So if we go ahead and run this, so enter in the student name to remove. So let me just say, I don't know, Kim. And so now we have John, Prince, Lulu. So that is how your program should have looked. Let me just run this again so that you guys can see, how straightforward your program should have just been. Enter in a student name to remove, let's just say Prince, right? Now, the thing that you need to keep in mind with computers and programming, especially when you are inputting values into the console application, is that it's very case sensitive. So what I mean by that is, if I were to say, let me just put Prince as lower caps, right? It has every single element. It has Kim, John, Prince, Lulu, and Jabu. Why? Because there is no lowercase Prince. There's a uppercase P, and then there's the other letters of the name. So you need to be very careful when it comes to being case sensitive and all that stuff, because you might try to test your program and you might forget that the name starts with the L or a particular thing starts with a lowercase or an uppercase, and then you might just get the entire thing confusing you, thinking that your program is wrong when your program actually functions pretty well. So then again, it just deleted John from this entire array. So this is how your program should have just looked, right? Very straightforward and hopefully simple.